Nibbles. J-Dawg back in some more goddamn questions. Today's came in, they're on a goddamn notepad, so I don't got the fucking paper list because I'm in my home office, as you can see. But the good news is, got 2 paid skis, so at least hit today's goddamn quota. They're decent ones. One's a goddamn review, won't take too goddamn long. Doing that 1 second. The first one, didn't even read this goddamn one yet, but it's at 20 USD. Zachary Simpson, paid question. Hey, dog, last week I went to LA with the Bucks. Well, yeah, the goddamn Bucks. Jeremy and Lisa Buck. The fucking furthest distance travelers to the show I put on for Lindsay's birthday. So that's your goddamn goal. What's the math, dog? I don't know what the fucking math is. Bubbles, Google it. However far LA to Cleveland is, however many miles that is, Google that shit. Your goal is for Dead by Dog, you want to beat that. But the thing is, you're not just, you got to almost double beat them because they came out to Lindsay's show, which was in February. Again, I'm counting like the Dead by Dog. I'm counting that as volume 1, first show, because Lindsay's show, I just put that on because she was turning 40 years old. We've been together fucking forever. So once you've been, as any of you that's been in a relationship for over a decade, you run out of ideas to get somebody. Shit, it's like I kind of already done everything. So instead of just getting a gift or whatever, because I've gotten her everything I know that she wants, other than little trinket shit here and there comes up like anybody. I just said, let me put on a fucking show. Try to get bands that I know she likes. The initial headliner was actually supposed to be Macabre, and Macabre, because she likes Macabre a lot, we both do, and they agreed, but they had to pull out. Rodney, the manager, got back to me like 2 weeks after. He's like, "Oh shit, man!" He's like, "We can't do it." He's like, "Dennis has something for work. He has to go to some meeting or something. I'm not even sure what he does for work." He's like, "Ah, fuck." So it was initially going to be actually Macabre as the headliner, and then I didn't ask Athnar purposely because midnight at the Club No Class is kind of a pain in the ass to see. It's fucking just overly crowded, and I think he might have been playing anyways, doing something else that weekend. But anyways, but yeah, they flew out from LA to that, and they already have their tickets coming again to fucking Dead by Dog. So yeah, you want to beat the goddamn Bucks. See where your location is. See where you're flying in. LA to fucking goddamn Cleveland. That's no goddamn joke. Granted, that's an easy flight. I've done it. It's 5 hours. But what I'm saying is, it's a lot of miles it covers. Damn near fucking edge to edge of the country. But yeah, if you're coming from France or Germany or something, then yeah, you're gonna have a beat. So you want to impress the dog? Get your ass out there, goddammit. Anyways, he said, went to LA with the Bucks to catch Repulsion and Autopsy, who played Sever Survival in its entirety. Yeah, it seems to be they got the memo. Maybe they watched the goddamn Dog's channel. Sever Survival's goddamn only album you need. If you need a good fucking goddamn sleeping pill, just put on Mental Funeral Up. God damn, that's Blanky and Pillow, goddamn death metal. Sever Survival and the demos. That's where it's that's the good shit right there, homie. It seems like that's what they're playing in its entirety. So apparently they got that memo. It was a crazy show. There were so many people in that venue that the ceiling started to drip condensation. What is with these ceilings falling and shit? There's an old Cleveland story of that, like Motorhead playing and like King Diamond and shit. The fuck kind of goddamn rundown ass club they having this shit at? Probably close to 1,000 people if I had to guess. Repulsion Autopsy in L.A. Yeah, I could see that. That doesn't surprise me. The literal next day, Nunslaughter played at the same exact venue, and maybe 50 people showed up. That definitely blows. It was pretty disappointed to not see them get the support they deserve. We still had a great time regardless and made the best of it. P.S. Got my plane ticket booked for Dead by Dog. That's what I want to hear, homie. I'm the other person coming with the Bucks. Much love from Sacramento, California. Oh yeah, they did mention they're coming with somebody else. So you're that. That's the homeboys, you, huh? It's funny you saying that about the Nunslaughter the next night. It reminds me of. I think it was for Cannibal, but it was definitely something the Agora. It was either I'm pretty sure it was Cannibal. Um, but it could have been Deicide or Morbid Angel, but I'm pretty sure it was Cannibal at the Agora, very early 2000s. Pull up in the parking lot, obviously, of course, the parking lot's full, which was no surprise. I knew it was going to be a full house. They always were back then, those bands playing back then, even. And Lou from Anacore, I remember there was like, yeah, where the fuck were all these guys last week? Because the show before last week, which Dawg was there, of course. Can't remember exactly what show he was referring to, but I think it was maybe Manicore and Regurgitation playing, but an underground show, which, yeah, 30, 40 people, where the fuck were they all at? That's what I'm telling you, dude. A Cannibal crowd, a Deicide crowd, a Morbid Angel crowd, just all the big boys, all the big death metal bands, a Mayhem crowd, a Cradle of Filth crowd, any extreme metal band. I'm going to Carcass soon, their crowd. Dying, don't even get me started. A goddamn Duck of the Dog, Gallagher fucking Fetus crowd, Suffocation crowd. I'm telling you, 90%, yes, or a very conservative 80% of the people there are fucking posers. I'm sorry to say that. What an arrogant dick. Dude, I'm telling you, that's what it is. It's 100% what it is. Where are you getting that number from, dog? First off, getting that number from 26 years experience of going to shows. That's what it was. Started going in 1998. Dude, my first show was Death, 1998. Again, already been not impressive, so I'm not bragging. Guys like Don the Dead and Athnar that saw Death in Cleveland, Ohio, in 1988. That's a hell of a lot more impressive. 1998, that's still a newbie. But compare to the goddamn 19-year-olds watching, well, I guess it is a lot of time because you weren't even born yet. So that's, and I don't make up numbers. Again, I know guys, I've been going to shows since fucking 92. You're my age. How is that possible, dude? Any fucking who, not even getting to that. Granted, 1998, and I was 13 years old. Do I remember every fucking face and shit that's there? No, but I don't need to either. I have somewhat of a memory, and people that I remember going to the shows and going to the TISH. That was the first time I met Zach from Necrofilth. And Charlie, hey, Char, you better not yank that goddamn down. Char's going goddamn kitty crazy. Hey, Charlie, get over here. When I first met goddamn Zach Necrofilth. And Athnar was there too. Granted, I didn't know Athnar at the time. That was 99, Tish with the skinless. And Athnar drove Zach home. Goddamn, played Diamond Head. Hey, man, you got some metal we can listen to? What do you fuck you talk about, man? This is Diamond Head. This is as metal as it gets. That's Athnar talking to Zach. He's like, oh, shit. What I'm getting at is, dude, these shows, how many people do you think were at these? The deaths and stuff that are still at shows today. Me going, I don't see them. I could definitely grant that's a little early back, and I maybe, especially for a show, but I could definitely remember seeing Cannibal and shit like that and picture faces and stuff. They're not around, dude. And that's what it's going to be now. If you go see, like you just saw Autopsy the other night, 1,000 people. Fast forward, just let's go even 10 years. You don't have to do 26 years. Fast forward 10 years. How many of those people you think are going to be going to shows and into metal music? It's going to be less than half. So that means over 50% of them are fucking posers. Just by definition, that's what the fuck it means. They're not into it, dude. So 80% is very conservative. An accurate number, a dying fetus. You go to any dying fetus show, I'm sorry, 90% of the crowd there, yes, 90 fucking percent. That means if there's 1,000 people, let's say 500. Every time I see fetus, there's roughly 500, let's say. 500 people, that's, what is that? So 10% of 1,000 would be 100. That means 50 people there are true death metal enthusiasts going to other shit, and they will be going to it 25 years from now. The other 400, I'm sorry, they're all fucking posers. They're all going to fall off. They're going to be that guy when you bump into them at the bar and you're wearing a bigger metal, you're wearing a Dying Fetus shirt still. Oh, shit, I remember those guys. Those guys still around? Yeah, never left. Where you been, homeboy? Ah, yeah, bro. Got fucking married. The wife don't like that stuff. I'm just, I gotta listen to more mellow stuff like, Propane. No, I don't know. I'm still listening to the goddamn shit spinning. Have my goddamn records from when I was bottom. Yeah, bro, you know how it goes. Get the job. You got the kids. I can't go out. No, it's why Dawg wasn't dumb enough to do that. Dawg's not the smartest guy out, but he had enough brains to know, why the fuck would I want that goddamn life? That sucks an ass. That's what you're gonna get, dude. And I know I've gotten it. I've gotten the Panini's douche. I've literally have gotten that for sure. Deicide. I was literally wearing Deicide hoodie. Those guys still. I remember those guys. Just telling you, that's what the fuck it is. Lou knew back then. Where was all these guys at? Again, I understand you're a Cannibal and more popular, and Cannibal, even by default, it's called, I like Manicore and I like Regurgitation, but okay, if I had a gun in my head, who do I like more? Who's a better band? Cannibal. I'm not going to deny that. So if I had to pick one or the other, well, dog, not everybody could get a goddamn babysitter, so they had to pick one show. I understand that fully, but 30 people to 500? minimally, if out of that, it should have been like maybe 150 then. Could have made the goddamn regurgitation manicores the week before. They didn't because they're not into this shit, man. I'm telling you, it's the way the fuck it is. Same with the nun. There you go. There's your litmus test. Your second, we said what? Maybe 50 people. There's my 10%. Shit, and I was being generous, like I said. Well, 80, I said I was being conservative, but at least 90. There you go, dude. Autopsy, Repulsion. As far as I'm concerned, dude, if you're an Autopsy or Repulsion fan, there is a 95% chance, and I'm being oh so conservative with that number, that you should like Nunslaughter. I'm sorry, you should have. Maybe you don't keep up. You don't own every goddamn 7-inch. Maybe you didn't like the new stuff as much as the old stuff, like any goddamn band. I get it. I mean, do I like the newest Nunslaughter album as much as Hell's and Holy Fire? No, they're the same as the Deicides and the Cannibals. They don't get a goddamn pass. I like the classics the best, but still good, still consistent band. Point fucking being. I mean, even that category, you're not going to say the goddamn new Autopsy is better than Sever Survival. So fucking shit, they're the same goddamn camp. There you go, dude. 1,000 people, you just said, were there at the same venue the night before, and there's less than 100. That's not even 10%. There's all the true heads. There you go. There's your 10%. It proves my theory even more. I've always been saying this. Always been saying this. So, yes, I'm sorry. That Autopsy Repulsion, 90% of the people, granted, a crowd like that, I'd actually go probably more 80% are posers. Flat out fucking posers. They have no business being there 10 years from now, will not be listening to this shit. Sorry, facts are not attacks. I know that's going to mess up a few badges. Who's this guy think he is? I don't think I'm anybody. I'm just calling it like it is. That's just the truth. And me witnessing and seeing it, and I can put two and two together. You don't need Einstein to figure it out. Oh, wow, where the fuck are these fucks at? I've been going this shit for 26 years. Every 5 years, some clown drops off. It doesn't take a genius. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to put that two and two together. Samuel Cuvezes said 50 USD for a goddamn review. Hell, I'm a recent watcher to your videos on YouTube. Watch that goddamn back catalog, then, homie. And I gotta say, you crack me up, man. Got a back catalog full of nothing but bangers. Love the content and the personal views on metal. I'm just ready to pay my compliments and also, like any schlub, trying to be a salesman pimp. That's the way to go, homie. My band for you to check out. It might be up your alley if you like old obituary or incantation or entombed, which I know you do because you're an old school guy like me. Give us a whirl. My band is called Orem. Right now, man, I changed the goddamn name. I'm turned off like as a motherfucker, or you're not gonna get. And granted, who gives a fuck if I'm turned off around about it? Is if I got a band name, I'm like, what the fuck does this say? Now, if it's what does this say and what does this mean? I mean, we got Oreo Amnos, Oreamnos, Rio Remnios. If I am pronouncing that, what does that mean? You want names that catch you. Fucking Carcass, Hemorrhage, Deceased. Nunslaughter is one of the best goddamn names fucking of all time. Morbid Angel, one of the greatest fucking names of all time. Those are good fucking names. Names that draw you in. This Orimnios, what is that? That's and that with all the bands out there, if you're trying to attract an audience, which you're sending $50 for a goddamn review, clearly, yeah, you're doing some business sense and want to take the band somewhere. You want a memorable band name, something that sticks with something, sticks with you. Shitfucker, it's a good goddamn name. When grandma asks, "Hey, fucking Johnny, what's your band name? I heard you started a band. It's called Shitfucker." Oh, Johnny, I don't know. That don't sound nice. That's what the fuck you want. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Samuel. What's your band name? Oreos. Oreo nose, or whatever the hell it is. Oh, yeah, I like Oreos. Guys singing about dipping fucking Oreos in goddamn milk. I mean, that's yeah. So then this isn't 1990, even when it was oversaturated by that, but it's so oversaturated. So you need every goddamn fucking dick hair you can to get ahead. And start off with a goddamn band name you can't pronounce. Ain't the way to go. But hey, you do you, brah. The studio singer Matt on the album is out of Mammoth Lakes, California. If you did the tunes, I can send you a shirt and CD. By the way, the CD mix is way better than the Bandcamp link. I did it even easier. I brought it up on goddamn YouTube. But thanks for reading the message. One last thing. If this isn't long enough, it's totally acceptable, especially for a goddamn 50 USD paid ski. We're getting ready to play live shows. First show being November 2nd at some place in Rochester called the Vulgar. Don't look for the dog. He won't be there. If you like our stuff, maybe we could come out to Ohio for a show over there and shoot the shit. Well, since you're watching my goddamn shit, homeboy, you should be coming down to goddamn Dead by Dog. You're over just in what are you in New York? Or hold up, pull you up on goddamn Metal Archives too. They give you the I already pulled it up ahead of time. So listen to it before I. You guys are from. Yeah, you said Mammoth Lakes, New York City, Mammoth Lake, New York. It looks like around Queens, New York. So I don't know where Mammoth Lakes exactly is. New York's a pretty big state. Yeah, come out the goddamn bag, Dead by Dog. Just so you know, New York City to Youngstown, Ohio is roughly a 7-hour drive. It's not that fucking bad. That Corpse Grinder interview, which I don't know if you watch that goddamn back hog. That's exactly how long I drove specifically just for that interview. I wasn't paid to do it. Nothing. All out of my pocket. Had to buy a ticket. Everything. Um, I drove 7 hours for that. Drive to the Dead by Dog. Could hang and chat there. But I mean, if Oreo or Remenos or whatever is playing Thursday night in Cleveland, is the dog going? Got to be honest, no. Just because I only go out to shit on shows if it's an interview I could do, stuff that I know and I could get through, or bands that I'm a super fan of. I don't not going to go to some weeknight show of a band I don't really care about or I just heard. I listened to the Granite Wall most of it. I thought the vocals were good, and the guitar tuning cool shit was cool. Had kind of more of a Swedish guitar tone, but not complete ripoff. But all in all, it's just too slow for me. It's the death doom stuff that I'm like. It says on here genre black death metal. It's like doom death metal. I don't know where the hell they're getting the black at. This guy started and just says status active, formed in, nothing available. But you put out an EP in 2020, Into the Night, and the Granite Wall, which is what I listened to, full length 2023. Say two guys, Sam bass and guitars, that's you, that's in it. Matthew drums, guitars, lead vocals. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see people liking this. I mean, hell, people like all those later Boring Autopsy albums, so this is probably right up their alley. But is it something I'm going to regularly listen to? No, it's just too slow for me. Um, this guy sent me the album battle we talked about. This will take up the rest of the video. It's probably gonna be a little longer than I fucking like. But Brian Fanmiller, glad to hear you like the idea of having an album and discography showdown. I'm a fan of your channel, and I'm generally curious to see your picks. I noticed you mentioned most of these bands on your channel in the past, so I wanted to make sure I picked albums and demos that I felt you would know in and out. I think they're all great, so you'll have some tough choices. Good luck, bro. So he has albums, demos. I'm not. This is a long list, and at first I'm like, oh, dude, I'm not doing this. This is like 10 videos worth or whatever. But I was just like, I was kind of going through it. I'll just rapid fire it, kind of. So his albums, he has 30 albums on here versus, well, 60 albums technically versus, but 30 verses. Diabolic Infinity Through Purification versus Vital Remains Dechristianize. Dechristianize for the win for me. Two, Hemorrhage Anatomical Infernal versus Exhumed Slaughter Cult. That would be a coin flip, bro. It's to me, I think they're equally as good. Three, Impaled, Mondo Medicali versus General Surgery Left Hand Pathology. Mondo for the win. Four, Mortician Chainsaw Dismemberment versus Immolation Close to a World Below. Close, but I'd have to go with Chainsaw. Five, Christian Conquers Armageddon versus Centurion Corazonic Chaos Gods. That's a coin flip. Uh, Six, Angel Corpse Exterminate versus Impiety Skull Fucking Armageddon. For those particular albums, I'm going to go with the Impiety Skull Fucking Armageddon. Although Angel Corpse as a whole, I like more. Empatego, Horror of the Zombies versus Brutal Truth, Extreme Conditions. Not even close, not even a contest. Horror of the Zombies all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Eight, Desecration, Murder in Mind versus Regurgitation, Tales of Necrophilia. I'd say another coin flip. Like I don't like either one more than the other. Like it's just literally like just shoot me dead if you don't like my answer. That's when I say the coin flip. It's like it's impossible for me to pick. I like them equal. They're 100% equal. Uh, Nine, Deteriorate, Rotting in Hell versus Necrophobic Nocturnal Silence. Nocturnal Silence for the win. Gorefest Mind Loss versus Pungent Stench. For God Your Soul, for Me Your Flesh. Close, but I'd go Pungent Stench. Inverted, The Shadowland versus Desultory Into Eternity. Shadowland for the win. Roch 12th is Rochivore Iniquitious versus Baphomet the Dead Shall Inherits. Dead Shall Inherit for the win. 13, Massacre Final Holocaust versus Merciless The Awakening. The Awakening for the goddamn win. 14, Monstrosity Imperial Doom versus Malevolent Creation 10 Commandments. Imperial Doom. Mortuary Blackened Images versus Mortem Demon Tales. Demon Tales. 16, Cenotaph The Gloomy Reflections versus The Chasm Precisions to the Infraworld. Neither. Don't care about either. I think they're both boring albums. 17, Revenant Prophecies of a Dying World versus Ripping Corpse Dreaming with the Dead. Also neither. Don't like either. Revenant is, I heard it, and it's in the Forgotten More Metal than you know pile. Just remember, just one ear out the other. Only listen to it once though. Ripping Corpse, I never liked the album Dream with the Dead. I only like the demos. I think his vocals suck balls in Dream with the Dead. And it's very underwhelming, the album. Demos, good shit. Dawg owns a boot LP, of course. Grotesque In the Embrace of Evil compilation versus Gorephobia Vile Beasts of Abomination compilation. Very, very close, but probably Grotesque. Terrorizer World Downfall versus Repulsion Horrified. Horrified for the win. 20, Sadist Illusions versus Numbskull Ritually Abused. Illusions. 21, Slaughter Strapato versus Enemy and Holy Death. Strapato. Sacrifice Torment and Fire versus Infernal Majesty. None Shall Defy. Close, but Torment and Fire. 23, Rigor Mortis versus Whiplash Power and Pain. Also very close, but Rigor Mortis. 24, Violent Force Malevolent Assault of Tomorrow versus Assassin the Upcoming Terror. Assassin by a very large margin. Master Unreleased 1985 album versus Necrophagia Season of the Dead. Master Unreleased 1985 album, without a doubt. That's another thing too. It's called, whenever you see Master 1985, it's been released as Unknown Soldier. The unreleased 1985 album. That's how I first had it. Displeased Records put it out. Dawg owns a CD and LP, of course, and that's come out as like demo, few different releases. That's mandatory fucking metal that all the twinkers out there don't know. You can argue that's one of the first death metal albums ever. It's out there with Seven Churches. Like, I don't know the whole story. Kind of, if I ever get that goddamn Paul Speckman interview, they're initially supposed to play Metal Threat. I don't know if they're still playing this year's Metal Threat or not, or next year's, but I would like to interview Paul Speckman. I'm going to ask him about that. Like, when did it come out and why didn't it? That shit's the fucking best. Like, the first album, Master, that eventually came out, what was it, by 1990 then? That album's good, but dude, it's nowhere near as good as fucking the unreleased 1985 album. Granted, a lot of it's the same songs, like Unknown Soldier on there, Pay to Die, shit like that. But the sound and everything is so much better on that unreleased 85 record. So that is like, that to me is just as mandatory as Seven Churches. But like, I at least 80% of people watching right now, damn sure every one of those fucking hoagies that didn't attend goddamn Nunslaughter the other night in San Francisco or Sacramento, or where the fuck you guys are at, they don't fucking know it. That's a must fucking have. Mandatory goddamn first generation death metal. But it was Master. Did I answer it though? Master unreleased 1985 album versus Necrophagia Season of the Dead. Master easily. 26, Volcano Bloody Vengeance versus Mutilator Immortal Force. Bloody Vengeance. 27, Iron Angel Hellish Crossfire versus Nasty Savage. Hellish Crossfire by a mile. Hellish Crossfire is literally one of my favorite records out of Germany of all time. It's not my number one, but it's up there. I'd say it's in the top 10 for sure. So it's definitely one of my favorites. 28, Bulldozer Day of Wrath versus Hobbs Angel of Death. 29, Metal Church versus Overkill Feel the Fire. Ooh, shit, that's goddamn, yeah. Real close one. Pretty much a tie, but if I had to pick gun to the head, probably Overkill. 30, Running Wild, Gates to Purgatory versus Exciter Heavy Metal Maniac. Gates to Purgatory. For the record, Gates to Purgatory, that is my favorite record to come out of goddamn Germany of all time. No, it's not Sodom. No, it's not Goddamn Destruction. No, it's got a Creator. Like most people probably think, oh, it's Pleasure to Kill or something. Pleasure to Kill is great as fuck. My favorite album to ever come out of Germany is just Running Wild, Gates to Purgatory. In case you happen to give a flying ass goddamn fuck. And then he's got demos. Grotesque Infection, Consumption of Human Feces. Demo versus Head Rot, I Gulp Your Guts demo. Never cared about either of them. Impale Nazarene, the Tago 8s, however the fuck you pronounce that shit, demo versus Marduk Fuck Me Jesus. Fuck Me Jesus for the win. Cyanide Second Life demo versus Incantation demo 1990. Incantation demo. 4 Imprecation Ceremony of Nine Angels demo versus Morpheus at Adipocry. How do you fucking pronounce it? Adipocry demo? It's Morpheus. Demigod Unholy Domain versus Satan's Rotting Ways of Misery demo. Unholy Domain. Nirvana 2002 Disembodied Spirits versus Asphyx Crushed the Cenotaph. Nirvana 2002. Autopsy demos versus Nihilist demos. Nihilist demos. Carcass Flesh Ripping Torment. Flesh Ripping Sonic Torment versus Zizma Swarming the Maggots. Flesh Ripping. Necrovore Divus De Mortis demo versus Morbid Angel Thy Kingdom Come demo. Very close, but Morbid Angel. The Morbid Angel Thy Kingdom Come demo, I think, is quite possibly, as far as death metal goes, by definition, the greatest death metal demo of all time. Granted, probably my favorite 2 demos of all time, just my personal favorites. Favorites doesn't mean most important as far as goddamn the genre of music goes. My favorite demos is Centurion of Purest Fire and Putrefaction Painful Death. But third is probably Morbid Angel Thy Kingdom Come or Massacre. Massacre's 86 demo. Sadistic Intent Conflict Within demo versus Ex Mortis Descent into Chaos demo. Sadistic Intent. Ex Mortis is good. It's funny, I have that discography disc that was put on by what the fuck's the label called? Necroharmonic. Yeah, Necroharmonic Records. That discography disc. That's a great release to have. But I always thought the band was kind of like, you know. I own it. It's just the demos kind of go on one ear out the other, but it's it's a really nice release and compiles it all. Definite must have if you're a collector of the genre and want to archive the old shit where it started. First generation demos. The demos started in the '80s, but yeah, the songs just don't really stick with me every time I listen to it. But I do like it. Don't get me wrong. It's always a good background. It just seems like I find myself by track 4. I'm like, oh, it's kind of like catch myself not paying attention. Like, oh yeah, I'm listening to something. That type of shit. Pestilence, US, Infected demo versus Pestilence, Netherlands, Dysentery demo. I'd have to go back and compare them again. Pestilence in general, overall, was just a band I kind of never cared much about, although I did think the demos were the best, especially when they got reissued by like Vic Records and shit, is why I checked it out. But Pestilence and, who's the other band? Well, I was going to say Asphyx, but I do like the first 2 Asphyx albums. Pestilence, all in all, kind of never cared about them. And Asphyx, I like the first 2 records, but all in all, I think that band is extremely fucking overrated. Incubus, Georgia, Incubus demo versus Incubus, Louisiana Supernatural Death demo, Supernatural Death. Sadist Death to Posers demo versus Sacred Reich Draining You of Life demo. Draining You of Life, but that's a little bit unfair. I understand most people want to by extremity say this, and I 100% agree, but Sacred Reich, that's the first goddamn metal band I heard, so that changed the goddamn way, and I love that Draining You of Life demo. Slaughterlord, Taste the Blood demo versus Poison Germany Into the Abyss demo. Slaughterlord by a mile. That Poison is fucking overrated as shit too, dude. It's cool, but again, by 8 minutes in, you're like, what the fuck? We're still on song 1? Jesus fuck, I'm getting kind of bored. I think that shit is extremely goddamn overrated. Insanity demos versus Devastation Chicago demos. Extremely fucking close. Borderline coin toss, but I'd have to go with the Devastation Chicago. Warhammer Abattoir of Death demos versus Necrodeath the Shining Pentagram demo. Necrodeath, but even that I'm not a huge fan of. I thought both those were kind of boring, to be honest with you, as a whole. Terminal Death, Faces of Death demo versus Death Strike fucking Death. Death Strike. 19, Mantis Death by Metal demo versus Massacre Aggressive Tyrant demo. It's close, but Massacre Aggressive Tyrant. First demo, like I was saying, I do like that more as a whole. 20, Hellhammer Satanic Rites demo versus Merciful Fate Burning the Cross demo. By a mile, Burning the Cross demo. Now he says bonus round, Slaughter to Prevail, Slowly We Ride Cox demo versus Whitechapel Like an Ever-Flowing Stream of Loads My Face demo. Yeah, I mean that's a coin toss for fucking shitness. Because goddamn, dude, when I said I glanced at that music video of Slaughter to Prevail, dude, that's everything I stand for. I stand against in current music. It's the Slipknot of my generation. We're like, dude, this shit is just so fucking bad. Yeah, you could. It is in the realm of extreme music by definition. Like, for example, is it more extreme than Satan's fucking Host, one of the greatest goddamn satanic heavy metal records? Yes, it is, but it's just homey fucking poser metal garbage. And what I mean by poser metal is also that fan base. They're not music fans, dude. What do I mean by not music fans, dude? They don't collect records. They don't collect physical format. They go on the show just to get in the pit and get fucked up, bro. Do some fucking shrooms and get fucked up. Meaning young kids that are entertained by such goddamn silly ass nonsense. And 10 years from now, not going to be into going to shows or doing anything. It's for it's not it's just it's like it's basically like kind of like AI music before AI music started. And I know people are doing music AI, but that's the best way I could describe Slaughter to Gay Vale. I don't even think I've ever heard Twink Chapel, but I know it's of the same fan base. It's just fake garbage, chugga lugga, arm behind the back, boxer briefs hanging on, out, starting the lawnmower on stage, fucking just poser metal, rah 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 rah, throwing the growls, drums sound fake as fuck. Uh, but the chugga chuggas and but then the rapping rhymes thrown in there too. It's just all just garbage, dude. Like complete, utter non-music fan, non-rigor mortis listening, non-repulsion listening, fucking poser douche canoe fucking crap that I want fucking nothing to do with. That's what it is, and that's what all that shit is. So yeah, coin toss for fucking just shitness on both those. Comes with concerns, you know what I'm gonna do. But the guy box with morning later, goddamn it.